Well, welcome to our Sports Fix across New South Wales and Victoria. Today we have a look at Golden Rivers and also Farrer and Riverina football. And to Golden Rivers, we've had an emerging result here that has to cast some concern across country football, not potentially because of the one-sidedness of the result, and we get that week in, week out, but it was first versus second in Golden Rivers, and Nullawil kicked 32 goals 21 to 113 to Moulamein 1 goal 3-9. Now, if that doesn't send shudders through the rest of the Golden Rivers sides, I don't know what will. Now, albeit that Moulamein road trip from New South Wales down into Victoria on the weekend was never going to be an easy one. One has to suggest that it wasn't what they were expecting when they started out as second place on the ladder. And Nullawil kicking goals from every angle. 7 in the first to 0. It was another 8 in the second to 0. In the third quarter, they added 9 to 0. And in the last quarter, they tapered off. Unfortunately, they were only able to kick 8 goals, 8 to 1 goal from Moulamein. You can see the one-sidedness of this must be of some concern. Oberdorfer kicked 10. He is the leading goal kicker. And Putt and Casey joined him in the better players. Miller tried for the Swans, who I guess are back to some of the bad old days of getting pasted up by clubs like Nullawil in past years. In other matches, a little better to report that Quamba took 13-14-92, beat Hay 8-4-52, continuing their resurgence up into the top 4. And a good performance by Quamby. They had some good players too on the day, including Wild, who kicked 2, and Baker and Cameron, who were also very good players. Let's take a look now at other matches. It was Wandella 12-8-80 over an improving Ultima 9-8-62. Good to see Ultima, who've been the bottom of the table this year, but getting some system and getting a reasonable scoreline. Millwood and Devereux both booted 2 for Ultima, and Delmenico, Bull and Pirtle were their better players on the day. Wandella had Wilson, the difference between the two sides. He kicked 6 goals, and Kirby was their better player. And finally, in a close one in Golden Rivers, it went to right down to the wire, but Murrabit 13-8-86 to McCorner 12-12-84 in another close one. It leaves the ladder something like this, and as reported earlier, Nullawil on top, haven't lost a game out of 6 starts, 403%. That's right, 403. Moulamein second place, 5-1, are now down to 89.95%. And then after that, it's Wandella 4-2, Quambatook up into the 4, 3-3, Hay are 2-4, Murrabit are 2-4, McCorner 2-4, and Ultima yet to open their account 0-6. Let's go to New South Wales. From Victoria and New South Wales in Golden Rivers, we head to the Riverina contests of the weekend, and Moulamein Rovers have beaten the Griffith Swans 15-12-102 to 14-7-91. Means that the Rovers are certainly looking bound for finals football the way they're playing at the moment. Turvey Park beat Leeton Whitten, who are having a terrible season after playing off in last year's bridge season Riverina Grand Final. They are getting beaten by most and struggling down the lower part of the table are Leeton Whitten. But Turvey Park 15-12 to 5-7. It was a good win for the top of the table Goannas. Mangalapa Cookadinia United Eastlake 23-9, 147 to Narandra Eagles 10-7-67. For the Goannas, they'd be pretty pleased with the form of Castles. Another 11 goals. He is dominating this league this year. Dernan with 3 for Narandra. Hutchison, Irons and A. Dernan the better players for the Eagles. And is it a shifting of the guard? Well, one would suspect that Lions have overcome Tigers in the jungle. It was at the Ganmain Sports Ground jungle where this occurred. 17-9, 111 to GGGM, beating the Wagga Tigers 7-7-49. Last year's premiers struggling away because the ladder reads top of the table. It is those Goannas, and they are 5-0. And on top, it's the GGM Lions. It's 5-1. Moulamein on 5-1. And then after after that, fourth place on the ladder could be anybody's this year. It's Turvey Park with 2 and 3, Wagga Tigers 2 and 3, Colin Gully 2 and 3. Then the Swans are 1 and 4, the Eagles 1 and 4, Leeton Witten are 1 and 5, and on the bottom of the table. Finally, in Farrer football on the weekend, Northern Jets thrashing Temora in a local derby up in the north of the league, 30-11 to 8-4. In other matches, East Wagga Coringal 17-18 beating Barellan 10-8. It was a good win for Marra, 17-12 to Colliamberley, 3 goals, 6. While finally, North Wagga 15-20 beat the Charles Sturt University, 7 goals, 6. And that table now shows something like this. On top of the table is the Marra Bombers. They are followed by the TRYC, the Rock Yerrin Creek at 5 and 1, and then North Wagga Saints 5 and 2, East Wagga 4 and 2, Northern Jets 3 and 3. They're joined by Charles Sturt 3 and 3. After that, Colliamberley on 1 and 5, Barellan 1 and 5, Temora 0 and 6. And that is a look at your football across New South Wales regions here on the Sports Fix.